Hey everyone, this is Steve. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be tackling an issue that every model maker, eventually has to deal with, and that's removing paint from a old model or maybe a mistake you just made and you kind of want to start fresh. I know everyone has their way of doing it. I've seen different ways. I've seen people use, was it brake cleaner? I've seen that, was it Purple Monster or something like that, that purple cleaning fluid that's, like industrial strength stuff. But it's always really toxic. It takes forever. It really doesn't do a very good job. Obviously, was it the Purple Monster? I can't remember what it's called. They say you have to let it soak for 4 months or something like that. At least that's one video I saw. And actually my dad helped me with this issue a few years ago because I was trying to figure out how to remove paint quick because I didn't want to wait. Every video I saw was like, you have to wait a week, you have to wait a month, the purple stuff, you have to wait 4 months, you got to let it soak. And my dad said, well, try this stuff. And it actually worked, and it worked quick. And it didn't smell, and you can get it on your hands. You don't have to worry about eating away at your skin, getting cancer, and it actually smells nice. Still wouldn't eat it, but it smells pretty nice. So what else can I say about that? Yeah, I checked online and YouTube, and I haven't seen anyone use this stuff yet. So hopefully, maybe I'm the first person to actually do it. So let's get started here. A few things that we're going to need. Let me grab it. I've got it around here somewhere. Ah, shit, where'd I put that stuff? Of course, I put it down and now I can't find it. Okay, first thing, we're going to get our supplies here. I've got me some towels, paper towels. Got me a toothbrush. Yes, I know it's pink. And something to put it all in. Soak your stuff in. 91% isopropyl alcohol, whereas Uncle Jesse over on the Uncle Jesse channel says, he's my homeboy. He calls it isopropanol, which, you can go either way. Stay away. Personally, I stay away from the 71% stuff. That's for pussies. It's not as strong. I wouldn't even use it to, sanitize my hands. And if you want to use 100% or 99%, then you've probably got a death wish, because I do that near an open flame and, boom. Anyway, so this stuff we got here, and what do I got? I use this stuff. You can get anywhere. It's parchment paper. It's cheap, lasts a long time. You can use, you can use wax paper, but it's not as good. I found that parchment paper is more reusable. Difference between wax paper and parchment paper is that parchment actually has silicone over it, where parchment paper supposedly has wax. The only big problem with using these is that the freaking curls on it. Got to try and straighten it out. Okay, that'll work. And let's see, you'll also need Mr. Kitty over there in the background, and you need the bills to back you up, just in case something goes wrong. And nice hot mug of freshly made mulled apple cider. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. And also you need the stuff that you're going to remove the paint from. So let's see, one I really want to do. This is Darth Talon. This is actually a half-scale model head, because I'm building a half-scale model of Darth Talon. Thanks to my Mono M7 Max 3D printer, which is still being a pain in the ass because it doesn't, still having issues with the base layers adhering to the base plate. I have to, sorry if I'm gonna bitch on about it, but I have to, set the first few layers for, 120, 140 seconds just to get the first layer to stick. It's just been a pain in the ass. So yeah, this has got acrylic enamel paints on it, and this was just a test run, just seeing, how well the paint adheres, and, primering and stuff like that. So So that's her. That's that. And I got some really old stuff here that I'm going to test it on. Now, if you got some young people out there watching this, they're probably not realizing how old some of these models are. So this is a old school Veritech fighter, Robotech, Macross, whatever you want to call it. I got this back, oh my God, like 84, 85, not years ago, 1984, 1985. Still remember going into the late Kitty City, where they used to have all the Robotech models and stuff, and I actually have a few of them. But yeah, these are hand painted with testers, enamel paint. That's all we had back then, was just testers, enamel. I know people list other brands, but over here in the States, at least where I was, all we had was testers. Let's see here what we got here. These are just random pieces of mech parts. I didn't see, got a Gundam in there. I don't know what else is on it. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, I remember doing this one when I was in college. Yeah, this guy here. I can't remember what he's called, but this was back in, I remember, 89. I was a freshman. But, yeah, let's get up a little closer. Yeah, went to the Art Institute of Pittsburgh for what they called industrial design. Essentially, it was product design. And I specialized in model making and prototyping. So if I would have known that would have worked out so well, I would have gone into machining or something actually useful. Let's see here what other guys. Oh, one. Yeah, so much old crap in here. Let's go. Oh yeah, this is another one I did when I was in Pittsburgh. Old Double Zeta, Double Z, or is this just a Zeta? I can't remember. I think it's Double Zeta Gundam. This is back in 89 or 90. Yeah, that's old. See, got a Rick Dom, but he's not actually really painted. I just slapped it together just for fun, but so I don't have to worry about that. Let's see here, what else I got. Oh, I got these. I think I'm gonna do. These are Christmas thingies for like a Christmas town. Let's see, where are they? I thought I had more of them. The rest of them probably around somewhere. These are like, oh my God, older than my mom. These things are like almost 80 years old, and so is the paint on them. I have no idea what the paint is. I'm assuming it's probably enamel paint, because God, this is like back in the 1940s. So we're gonna do those. Now what else I got? No, got a little miniature I did back in what was it, 89 again, 89, 90. Yeah, I used to do a lot of these. In fact, I got a few of them down in the bag here, but I remember going into a shop, and they had, it was like a Dungeons and Dragons shop. They sold gaming and stuff like that, and like a crap load of pewter figures and miniatures. This was like back in the early 90s. And they had one that I wanted to get, and when I went back to get it, they no longer had it. It was called, I think it was called Dwarf with an Inferiority Complex. And you looked at it, and it was a little dwarf on stilts. I'm like, oh my God, I laughed my ass off in the shop. It was so hysterical. But, of course, I put it back. I'll come back later to get it, and, it's not there anymore. Things look a little different. If you didn't notice, I just turned on another light, because it was getting a little too dark in here. All right, so what are we going to do now? Oh yeah, the secret ingredient. Let me put some of this stuff out of the way here before it's all knocked over. All right, the secret ingredient. Now, where the hell did I put this? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, and I used to see this in the store, and I never even thought about it, but here it is. Bam, citrus strip. Yeah, that's all it is. It is, just open it up, and it's just orange gel stuff. Take a good sniff. Well, this stuff smells a little old, but It's not going to kill you. It's not going to knock you out. It's not going to make you gag. It's not going to burn your lungs. If you get a brand new bottle, it smells like orange sherbet. But this stuff is getting a little old. I've had it for 5 or 6 years, so it's starting to smell like glue. So I probably just need to stir it up a little bit. But yeah, this is the stuff here. But there's a one or two little caveats you need to know before you put it on. It's how you need to prep your characters, or models, or whatever you're going to be doing. So let me put this down and we'll get started. I forgot. You're also going to need some cut up plastic bags, or just small plastic bags, or maybe even Ziploc bags. But you're going to want to wrap your thing that you're trying to remove the paint from in these, because you just don't want it to dry out, because it'll have to sit, and it'll probably dry out before you get back to actually cleaning it. Oh, and I also forgot, you're going to need a brush to put it on, and put the paint remover on. And of course, when I go look for my dedicated paintbrush, I cannot find it. It's somewhere around. I just spent like 20 minutes looking for it, and it's nowhere to be found. So this is all I got to scrape out the stuff from my citrus strip. So, you know, get yourself some dedicated tool to get the stuff out. It'd be easier, but this is almost empty. So, and I got my brush here to apply it to. So I'm just going to break out another piece of parchment paper, because normally I just dip my brush in and then just, you know, slather it on the actual model. Seeing as how I can't do that, I'm going to have to dump some of it out. Okay, so let's stir it up a little bit first. See, I'm stirring. I'm not lying. And now it's starting to smell a little more like orange. Okay. So I'm just going to do this on the side here. So it to come out. There we go. That's more than enough. Shit. So let's just try and move this over so you can see what I got here. There it is. Okay. So we're going to start with dark tan on here. So one thing you want to do with, I don't know if it's any acrylic, quote unquote, acrylic paints, like acrylic lacquer, acrylic enamel, because I know it doesn't work on enamel. I think it's just like the acrylic lacquer and acrylic enamel, which acrylic enamel is completely different from regular enamel paints. So you might want to look that up. But I know if both the acrylic enamel and acrylic lacquer are freshly painted on, you can actually use 91% isopropyl alcohol to remove it. You can also use it to remove thin layers, but removing all the paint off is just a beast, just using alcohol. So I'll show you real quick. So I painted this 2 days ago, so the paint's, you know, really already set. So just regular rubbing alcohol, let it get in there, and you can see it's coming off. Okay, and a good thing about this is if you've got like a little nick like this one here and you want to smooth it out, you can probably just go in there and just smooth it out. Maybe going back with some, like, you know, 5,000 grit sandpaper, make that nice and smooth, and then repaint it again. But as you can see, it'll take literally forever to remove all this. So what we're going to do, I'm not even going to worry about gloves, is just take it and slather it on. And all we want to do is just get it on there, even if it, you know, evaporates. we just want to break up the surface of the paint just to get it loose, because if you do this, put the stripper on without doing this, as you know, I've done it before, it doesn't really get into the paint, and the paint doesn't actually break up. Okay, so now I got that. Let's wipe this off. Oh, just wiping off my paintbrush. All right, so let's get a nice sized piece of plastic over here. I know there's one bigger one over here somewhere. Oh, I think this one's big. That'll work. Okay, so let's move these out of the way. And you can tell I'm super unorganized here. All right, so we're just gonna dip in, you know, and I've actually never removed paint from anything this size yet, so, you know, really get it on there, get it in there. Yeah, there we go. Trying so hard not to make a bukkake reference, but you know, that would be so unprofessional, and you know. Hopefully young kids don't understand what that is. Alrighty. That should do for now. That's oh, you really get it in there. Alright, so we're just gonna roll her up. Actually might need another piece just to make sure it doesn't dry up. Let's get another piece over here. Alright, we'll just put that aside and we'll come back to it in like 10 minutes or so. Actually, let me... always keep a nice roll of painter's tape around. I use the blue painter tape because supposedly it has less tack, but it kills me because it'll literally stick to everything you don't want it to stick to, but stick to nothing that you actually want it to stick to. Alright, so we'll put that there. And we're just going to do this one right here. These two guys here, you know, the ones that are older than time. And I got a few more of them, but I can't remember where the hell they are. All right. And see, I'm getting it on my fingers, and I'm not screaming, "Oh my God, it hurts! It's removing my skin." Ah. All right, that's good. That's all on there. Okay, get another one of these. There's two in there. I'll just wrap this up. Okay, this one, a little messy. I'm just gonna get a little alcohol on her, see if there's any difference in how that works. All right, so I'll just slather her on there. All right, let's get that paper here. Roll that up. Okay, so I'll put her back there. What do I want to do next? I'm not going to do it all. I'm just going to do bits and pieces just to prove it can be done. Yeah, this one here, the Veritech, I want to restore it. Yeah, take it all apart and, you know, repaint it. And, you know, get it to, you know, what it's supposed to look like. I mean, not a bad job for a kid who was like, 12, 11 or 12. You know? Okay. All right, so let's do the wings here. Okay, I'm going to do one side with alcohol. Yeah, it's actually taking off the paint. How about that? Oh, this is old paint too. I don't know why it would take off, because if it's enamel, it shouldn't really affect the white paint. Huh. I wonder what paint I used. Because enamel shouldn't really be reacting with rubbing alcohol. It should only be reacting with mineral spirits. So let's just put more on. I mean, it's just really taking it off. Oh, I'll give it a try. Maybe if you got a smaller model, it doesn't have a lot of paint on it, maybe, you know, 90% would, 91% would actually really, you know, take care of it. All right, so let's put some of this on here on both sides. One side's got the alcohol, one side doesn't. I can't remember, did I mention I'm printing a half-scale model of Darth Talon? I got it all printed out. It's big. This is so over 3 feet tall with the base. So I'm printing out the base right now, and hope to God that turns out. My M7 Max is just being a pain in the ass trying to print, you know, get the base plate to stick to anything. So if anybody's got an M7 Max, you want to shoot me a message if you're having the same problem, or you figured out how to fix that, I'd be much appreciative. I can put that aside there. I'm getting the crap over my hands. Let's just wipe it off. Okay, let's go with this one. And see, it's actually, I actually did weathering on it and stuff. It was actually, yeah, camera doesn't do it justice, but it actually looks pretty good from, you know, in real life. And so seeing as how alcohol worked on the last one, let's take a look here. As, if it takes this paint off, maybe I didn't use testers model paint. Huh. That's interesting. So I swear on all that's holy that I actually used testers, because that's the only thing I remembered back then was testers. So I have no idea what paint I actually used. And as you can see, I actually was smart enough to use an undercoat of silver paint. And actually from here, it looks freaking awesome. Actually, I bet you the testers, the undercoat, the silver paint, is probably testers, because it hasn't rubbed off with the rubbing alcohol. Yeah, it's barely affecting the underpaint, the silver paint. So the silver paint's probably testers. I don't know what the green paint is. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna go in and, you know, slather it on. Sorry if this is boring, but, you know, unfortunately I'm not exciting like a lot of other people are, you know, jumping around. Oh, look at me, I'm on YouTube. All right, so we got another one. And it's slimy and slipping. All right, 2 parts, 2 pieces. Ah, that'll work. All right, I got that one, and now it's covered with crap. Do I have any more plastic bags left? Because I want to do the, yeah, I got 1 more piece left. Small piece. Come on. There we go. Okay. So, what do I want to do here with the double Zeta? Excuse me, or Zeta. Whichever one it is. Let's pull it apart. Let's just do a leg. I can't believe, what is it, 89 I did this? And it's still nice, solid, mobile. It's a little dusty. Not a bad, I airbrushed this. It's not a bad airbrush job. Yeah, I remember I had, was it a Badger? Yeah, I had a Badger back then. And now I've got a Pache. I was saying Pache just sounds so French. Oh, sorry, French people. Didn't mean that. So we'll see, you know, I looked. Okay, so this might have actually been Tester's enamel because nothing's coming off. Oh, sorry, off camera. Let's see, that'd be a good technique. I've used it before, but you know, I never really thought of it as anything special. It's just, you know, put an undercoating of silver or chrome or aluminum, paint your model whatever color you want, and just go over it with some rubbing alcohol to take off the you know, the edges, to get down into the actual metallic paint to make it look like wear rather than painting on the wear. Painting on the you know, looks like it is worn down. Just enough. Thought I might have to pour out more stuff, but I guess not. And again, the magic of this stuff is you can get it on your hands and you do not have to worry one bit. It's not like you're going to get cancer, it's going to remove your flesh, or it's going to burn, or you know, any of that stuff. I mean, I've actually used it just to straight up remove paint from my hands. Just, you know, put some on your fingers, let it sit for a minute, and then just, you know, rub it down with some alcohol, and you're good. All right, so let's put that over there. Let's see how Darth is doing. Okay, oh, I got my trusty scissors because tape, you know. There we go. Okay, and the thing is, you're probably going to want to go in. Especially if it's, you know, very tough paint, you probably gonna want to go in and add an extra layer or two, or start scrubbing. So let's just move this around a bit, and you can see it's already actually starting to come off. Little hunks of it. And I think I've been doing this, what, like 10 minutes or so, 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm just going to squeeze some more out, reapply it, and yeah, maybe listen to some cool music while I'm doing it. Sorry, I just stopped it like a second ago, so I'm going to bring my clock down, and you can see, you know, how long it's going to be, because I got to step away. I'm just going to let everything sit for a little bit, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back, and as you can see from my clock right there, it's been about, what, 14 minutes? So we'll go through and see what we got here. Let's do a dark tail on last. Yeah, and go upstairs, and, well, I didn't have to, but I'm working on a Darth Mar lightsaber, and chassis is proving to be a little difficult because the shape is a little odd. Handle on the Darth Mar lightsaber kind of caves in, so I lose a lot of space. Still not doing anything. Huh, okay. Give it a little bit more time. It lost a lot of space inside where the chassis is going to be. So it just makes it, you know, a little difficult, you know, to try and get all the stuff in there. Because I thought I was going to be having like a, you know, 1.25 inch worth of space, but now it's going to knock down to about an inch and an eighth worth of space. And you know, that 1/8 inch, you know, that's a lot of space, especially when you need it. So you can see that's coming off pretty good. I'll put a little bit more. So I'm guessing, I bet you with the enamel paint, you might have to break it up with some thinner first, like with the lacquer paint, acrylic lacquer, and the I'm sorry, the acrylic enamel and acrylic lacquer. So we're gonna do this guy here. I completely forgot about him. Let's see what it looks like. Just do some rubbing alcohol. Yeah. Okay, so some rubbing alcohol. Really not much is coming off. It's cleaning it pretty good. Not much is coming off except for the red and the black. I'm wondering if I used water-based paints. That's why it's coming off so good. Alright, so we'll just slather him down with some of the good stuff. And take another break. Go upstairs. Work on my Darth Mar lightsaber chassis for a customer. I'm gonna hop over to my Etsy High Council Sabers and take a look, buy me a lightsaber, make me some money, get me away from the man, so I don't have to, so I can do my own thing rather than working for somebody else, which everyone knows is a pain in the ass. And all right, and we'll go over to Darth Talon over here, see how she's looking. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that paint. That stuff is really just eating right in there. You see it's starting to, I just scraped that right off. I could almost just do it right now. Yeah, we'll just do a little bit just to see how it looks. The thing is with this stuff here, you cannot rinse it with water. It'll just gel up and make everything an absolute disgusting mess. So what you want to do is you want to clean it up with some rubbing alcohol. Look at that. Some rubbing alcohol first. And once you get it cleaned with some rubbing alcohol, that's all you got to do is just rubbing alcohol. And for some reason, my my camera just stopped on me and asked me if I needed to take a break. I literally, a message came up saying, "Are you taking a break?" Because I haven't touched my phone. I'm using my phone. So yeah, I don't know why I did that. So yeah, as I showed before. Let's see, I really don't even know where I ended at, but I think I did, showed it really broke down the paint there, and it's all the way down to the actual print. So I'm just gonna put more crap on here. And we'll get the rest of it off. Now, mind you, it's been only 20 minutes, about 20 minutes, and I've already removed, the paints, pretty much. It could just come off right now, but I just, give a little bit longer and wrap her back up again, and we'll take a look at the ones that I think are enamel, and I think I got some enamel thinner here somewhere, and we'll start those over again. Watch the clock. Okay, I'm back. It's that time now. I don't know, maybe like a half hour or something since I was in the last time. Okay, so what do we got over here? That's the lamp post. Let's take a look at the lamp post. See how we're doing. Alright, a lot of the crap has come off already. That green, the green's a little stubborn. The white's come off. The red's looking pretty decent. I'm gonna check the green. Yeah, the green's coming off. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna toss this in the over there in the alcohol. I'm gonna put a little bit more of my 91 proof. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. You know you like that. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna let that soak for a little bit. That's why I like tearing up my towels tiny so I don't waste when you're on a budget. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's go with the wings. What we got so far? Yeah, the enamel stuff is coming off. It's just not bubbling up like there are my fingernails across it. It's coming off. Really can't see it because the actual model's white. So let's take it off, and we'll just toss it in here. You know, the black is really, it's, wow, I put the black on thick. All right, we'll actually toss it in here. Let's take it around. All right, so what's next? Oh, let's go with the little miniature. See how he's doing. Oh yeah, nice and gooey. Yeah, maybe put a little bit more on him. Yeah, let that sit for an extra minute. All right, what else we got here? So we got one leg from the Gundam. Nope, it's the green one. And you can tell it's working because that green's come off and the silver. Silver's still being a little stubborn. But we'll take care of that in a little bit. So yeah, we'll dump that in the alcohol too. That. We got the, okay, this is a Gundam leg. All right. Looks like nothing's being done to this stuff here, but it's just not bubbling up like the other stuff. I mean, it's just a little bit of scrub and that stuff's just going to come right off. So we'll toss this in the alcohol too. I'm just going to grab my brush and do a little cleaning. Let's set up some extra paper towels here to soak up all that alcohol-y goodness. Okay, let's move all this crap out of the way. Okay. I was hoping this wasn't going to be a long-winded video, but I guess, you know, like 5 hours later, I'm still going. So I'm going to get off to the side here. Just do a little scrubbing. Remember, this is just old 91% alcohol. Got to get in there. Yeah, might actually have to do another, you know, another slathering of the stuff. Okay, I'm back. Let's get it cleaned up here. Of course, it's a freaking mess. And what I did is I went over to my, not my kitchen sink, but my basement sink, and made sure that my things that I were cleaning were, you know, nice soaked in alcohol. Essentially, it's just to make sure the any paint residue or any of the citrus strip is, you know, diluted with alcohol, because you just citrus strip and water do not mix. Not like they're going to blow up or anything, but it'll just turn into like a really nasty coagulated gel mess. And the alcohol essentially just breaks it down and makes it easier to remove, and just wash it off with my Ajax Ultra. I got it because it's Ajax and citrus. It smells nice. And you know, toothbrush and you know, scrubbing was mainly, it wasn't to get any paint off, but it was just to make sure I got any of the citrus strip and you know, gelled up paint removed. So that's what we got here. Let me just wipe my hands off before I touch my camera. All right, let's zoom in. I'll show you. Oh, wrong one. There we go. So this is what we have. I should have set it up like this before I started so you could actually see. This is just the first round of cleaning. It all depends on how thick the paint is. But you know, got all that paint off, and yeah, probably another round of you know, the citrus strip, that one. And you can tell where the paint was the thickest right here. So I'll go over her again, but she's pretty much stripped down. This guy was a little more difficult because it's got to get this citrus strip in there. It's just small, but you know, something like this, you could just put a container, something, you know, probably a little smaller than this guy here, with you know, half the citrus strip, and just dunk it in there and just leave it in there for like, you know, an hour and come back. I remember this guy, it was straight up green with silver. And yeah, this color is the actual color of the piece. It's like a dark maroon or almost brown. And a lampshade, pretty much stripped. You can see where the paint was thickest right there in the corners. And the Valkyrie wings, and you can see where it's thickest right there on the wings. There, right there. So I'm gonna have to, I'll pull a little bit more on, but yeah, here's Darth Talon, and yeah, she didn't take much to get that all scrubbed down, because that paint just peeled right off. You can see it's still disgusting back here. So yeah, and you can tell where the paint was thickest, right in there where it probably pooled. But except for a little bit of black staining from the original primer, which would probably come off with either rubbing alcohol or more citrus strip. Actually, let me get the, see what we do with a little bit more. Just straight up rubbing alcohol. You can see some of it's coming off. But the layer is so thin, you know, removing it probably really wouldn't make that much of a difference. All right, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another round of citrus strip with this stuff here. I'm going to do it off camera. I'll have the clock set up so when I come back you can see how long it's been, and how long it took me to actually, you know, do the finished job. But so far I think we're in for maybe like a half hour or so, a half hour of this stuff sitting in the paint stripper. All right, so I'm going to do that off camera, And let's go up here so you can actually see what time it is. Get that set up, and put another round of citrus strip. And if you noticed, I did it all no gloves, and you know, my skin isn't coming off or anything. That's just paint. But probably the part you do want to wear gloves with is when you're cleaning up, because you're rubbing alcohol is not good for your skin. Okay, so that's it for now. I'll be back in just a second with the final results after my second round of citrus strip. Okay. Alright guys, I'm back after round 2 of putting the citrus strip on there. And let's see here, it is 3:10, so I've been gone a while. So maybe an hour or so. As I had a few things I got to get done, and anyway, I'm back. I cleaned everything up and washed everything down, and so this is what we have. So there's the Valkyrie wings. Pretty much everything is gone, except for some spots in here. I wasn't trying to, you know, really, you know, clean it, but more proof of concept. But you can see like 99%. All the paint is gone. Yeah, you can just go in there, you know, with a fine brush or something, put more citrus strip on there, or use rubbing alcohol. Should take the rest of that stuff off. There's that. A little lamp post. I was able to get all the stuff out of the corners. Okay, here. Got all of the 90% of the silvery stuff off. There's right up in here. That's pretty aggressive. That's probably because I did a lot of sanding on this part here when I was putting the model together. So there's still the abrasion marks in there, which is holding the paint. So there's that one. Old Granny is clean. Oh, I missed a spot there. Whoops. Except for the back of her head, that looks like some kind of filler or something that was in there. That's not coming out because that's not paint. Let's see here, the Gundam leg. Pretty much all the way down to its original plastic. All this stuff is Bondo. Yeah, see the blue stuff there? That's what we used 35 years ago for spot putty. Is by 3M. It's a nice bright blue color. And yeah, I missed a little spot in here. The thing is with the Citrosil, it's got to make actual contact with the paint in order for it to work. These guys here, these parts here, probably was an air bubble in there. When I got it down, it wasn't able to really sink in there. So, and there's some Bondo there trying to flatten out the bottom of the foot. Again, this is 35 years ago. And Darth Talon's head is factory brand new. You see some dark spots on there, like around here and here, down here. Basically, it's from sanding, and the layer lines basically sucked in the paint, and it's kind of holding on. Probably not going to get rid of this with the citrus strip, but there's one thing you can do, which I forgot to mention, which I did on all of the models, is you get the what is it, the Mr. Clean Magic Erasers, and just get a little alcohol on them, and you'll see a bad spot right there. A little bit of alcohol. You can see all the black paint's coming up. Well, it didn't take that much. There you go. It's all gone. It really didn't scrub too hard. And I did that with all the model pieces as well, to get the really fine paint that got sucked into all the sanding abrasion marks and stuff. So if you're OCD and want to go through and do that to the entire, you know, like if you're using a print, an entire print or a model, that's cool. But basically, what's on there isn't gonna, hurt a repaint. All right, so that's it. Another horribly long-winded video slash demonstration. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys find this useful, and hope you stuck around for the entire video. Okay, so I think that's it. I got a freaking mess to clean up. Look. Yeah, that's it's gonna take me a while to get that crap cleaned up. All right. Thanks for hanging in there, guys, and I'll see you later.